Myself and my brother-in-law Joachim just left my house in Phuket, Thailand, to drive to Mount Everest in Tibet, China. We'll also be crossing Laos on the way. The first section of the trip will take us 4 days, driving up to northern Thailand and to the border of Laos. We'll also be stopping in Chiang Mai for a few days to service one of our bikes and have a little downtime before meeting up with the other riders that'll be joining us on the trip. We've been incredibly lucky. The tour agency that are organizing all the visas and permits required to drive through China and Tibet normally needs a set minimum of riders, usually 15, to make a trip like this possible. This is because you're required to have a licensed guide with you when driving your own vehicle through China, not to mention Tibet. Tibet is even more strict in terms of what areas you're allowed to visit with your own transportation. We are only 5 bikes, and will be accompanied by the organizer's pickup truck driven by a guide here from Thailand. And once we enter China, a Chinese guide will join us at the border and will be with us for the entirety of our trip. Once in Tibet, yet another guide will join us. So being only 5 bikes with a total of 3 guides, we're truly spoiled and lucky. We're now in Phang Nga, the neighboring province to Phuket where I have been living the past 20 plus years. Phang Nga has some incredible mountains and greenery. But once we drive past Phang Nga, we got about 1,500 kilometers of boring highway taking us well past Bangkok before we'll see any curves or mountainous roads. Having done this section many times in the past, the straight highways can get really tedious and monotone. Good music is a must. Thankfully, Joachim and I have intercoms in our helmets so we can communicate and keep each other company. Average temperatures of 35 plus Celsius kept us nice and toasty in our helmets. Once we passed Bangkok, we made it to some very charming accommodation with some really friendly people. We hung clothes out to dry on many days, not because of rain, but they're rather soaked from the heat. It felt surreal to have winter gear packed in our panniers when traveling through the heat in the tropics. Thank goodness for fresh coffee being available absolutely everywhere in Thailand. We had finally reached the northern part of Thailand, and we got treated to some nice curves. This section here is near Doi Inthanut, which is Thailand's tallest mountain at 2,565 meters. We'll be spending weeks at altitude higher than that once we're in Tibet. just spent a few really nice days in Chiang Mai, had some good food, and had a service at the BMW Motorrad. Since we had plenty of time, we stopped and enjoyed the view any chance we got. And in northern Thailand, there are plenty of good views. Our next destination is Chiang Mai, where we'll meet up with our fellow riders. Really looking forward to meeting our companions for the next 20 days. We're going to have a little dinner together tomorrow night before driving to the border to Laos the next morning. Our last lunch before reaching our hotel near the Laos border was a vineyard and a farm. We try to eat as much Thai food as we can, since we don't know what the food will be like in China and Tibet. This place was great, really good food. And I even got to share my salad with a few hungry sheep. I'm getting excited. I have picked out some of my favorite back roads to ride before we reach the hotel. I always try to visit these when I get a chance to ride in this area. What a view! There's something so special about Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of really amazing views in China, in Tibet, in southern China. Really looking forward to it. But this is always special. Every time I'm here, this is so beautiful. Chiang Rai, Mae Salong. You can tell it's been a lot of rain lately. The road has taken a beating. Gonna need a lot of maintenance this year. It's been a lot of very bad storms in this area, a lot of flooding, and not a lot of bikers. We've hardly met any bikers. This is definitely the off season for bikers visiting the north, being the summer, being the rainy season. But that's the only time you can go to Tibet. The guide sent me a picture a couple of days ago with snow-covered roads saying, oh, it hasn't melted yet. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be clear by the time we get there. Still another sort of week or 10 days to go. And according to the weather report, it's warming up. There's a couple of degrees Celsius in the plus even at night. So hopefully the snow will melt. But this is a playground for bikers, and we're only here to have some fun. We do not need to take this road to Chiang Mai. We're just doing a little detour to have some fun and stop for some coffee. We had a nice dinner with our 3 new companions last night. Plus, we got to meet our guide for the trip, Pitun, who is an incredible human being. Now, we're all meeting down at the border at 8 a.m. to cross into Laos. There's a huge advantage traveling with an organizer who does this for a living, as we hardly need to step off our bikes when crossing borders and checkpoints. It really takes the stress out of border crossings. Once on the Laos side, we need to remember to drive on the right side of the road. Laos is one of Southeast Asia's most poor country and is notoriously known for its bad roads. Crossing Laos will only take 1 day, and tonight we'll be sleeping at the border town of Boten, which the Chinese have constructed and developed into quite a town. We had been told the last 60 kilometers to the Chinese borders will be unpaved hell. There's been a lot of heavy rain and flooding in northern Laos for the past 2 months. This has turned the poorly maintained dirt road into a mud bath, with hundreds of trucks passing every day. But first, we had 5-6 hours of jungle scenery to pass through, and I was loving every turn. After 3-4 hours of driving, we stopped for lunch at a little restaurant on the side of the road. The food was great, and unfortunately, our only meal that was authentic food from Laos on the trip. Fairly similar to the food in Thailand. Our guide asked us if we thought the roads were bad for the first half of the day. When we all unanimously answered yes, he just smirked and told us that was nothing compared to what we had in store for the rest of the afternoon. We have now reached the turnoff where the road is supposed to get significantly worse, and we enjoyed our last cup of coffee at Amazon Cafe, a chain of coffee shops found at all gas stations throughout Thailand and parts of Laos. We weren't too worried about the road conditions since it had been fairly dry this past week. We were kind of right. The roads had luckily dried up somewhat. I remember watching Mark Travels driving through here on his electric bike a few months ago with water up to the tank. I was amazed that that bike still fired up. I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. This is the old border location between Laos and China. However, there is now a newer building further up the road. We had to pull over and wait for one of our companions who's driving a Honda NT 1100 with street tires. This means he can't keep the same speed as the rest of us driving more adventure-style bikes with off-road tires. But we don't mind at all. Kun Gampon is a great rider and never far behind. It was now 3:30 and we were almost at the hotel. Does not feel like we should walk in here. We're so dusty and dirty. Oh man. Way too fancy for us. And this is not even China yet. This is Laos. White carpet. Not really what we needed. We did our best to rinse off the infamous red dirt of Laos before heading down to dinner. We got to try our first Chinese beers, and then we took a stroll through the bizarre border town of Boten.
It's 8 o'clock and we're off to the border. It's about 500 meters from here. Not a very long drive. We think it's going to take about an hour to cross into China. All good. That took about 45 minutes. We've been standing around a little bit waiting for the guide to come back. So all good. Now we got about 30 minutes to drive to make our temporary driving licenses. Everyone's super friendly, very organized, no issues. Custom hardly looked at anything. Quite happy about that. It is my birthday today, and I got into China. Amazing.
We had lunch just down the street from where we completed our mandatory driving license course. In China, you're not allowed to drive without a temporary Chinese driving license. Conveniently, there was a car wash right across the street from our restaurant, so we took the opportunity to get our bikes rinsed off. It cost about $3 per bike. After another excellent meal, we got going to get our first taste of Chinese expressway. And man, were we impressed. The expressways in China are hands down the best in the world. The most appropriate word I can think of to describe the road conditions is immaculate. There's some provinces in China where motorbikes are not allowed to enter the expressways, but luckily for us, Yunnan province is not one of them. We hang back and let the pickup drive up and enter the expressway first. Once he's through, he'll let us know over the radio that we can enter. kilometers pass by fast once at speed on the expressways. We saw crew sweeping section off the road with hand brooms. That's how spotless the roads are in China. Any tiny blemish on the surface, they will block off one lane with cones for kilometers until it's fixed. Even the cones are perfectly spaced apart. Once off the highway in the city of Puer, we drove straight to our hotel. We went out later and tried to buy a few things at the supermarket with Alipay, the most popular phone app to pay for goods and services in China. It proved to be very useful at gas stations, shops, and restaurants. We also got to do a few machines of laundry. Many hotels in China have washing machines that are free to use. Had I known, I probably could have brought a lot less clothes for the trip. Later in the evening, we went to Chiang Mai Ancient City, had a stroll around the old buildings that turned out not to be so old. This part of the city was rebuilt after a fire to promote tea and other local products. Tea is what Puer is most known for and is commonly referred to as the start of the Tea Horse Trail, an ancient trade route that used to connect Tibet, Sichuan, and Yunnan province all the way down to northern Burma. The following morning, we set up early on the expressway, heading north. It's now almost 5 o'clock and we've been doing about 650 kilometers on the expressway. Anyhow, we got kicked off the highway at a police checkpoint because in Sichuan, motorbikes are not allowed on the highway. So we now have just about 100 kilometers, maybe 80, on local roads.
On the highway, you don't get to see much except the big mountains. We haven't had much rain. It's been really overcast. It's a bit of a shame. Our guide is telling us to overtake. We filled up a whole bunch today. I think we've been to the gas station 4 times, which is like a record. But since myself and Joachim have 30-liter tanks, we've hardly been half full when we've been filling up. But we've been filling up anyhow. We have one bike with a 17-liter tank, so that's almost half of ours. That's about it.
Arriving at the city of Panzhihua, it felt good to be recognized as the celebrities we were. This is the first city we visit in the province of Sichuan, so we were really looking forward to dinner later to find out if the rumors are true that Sichuan has the spiciest and perhaps the most delicious food in all of China. Panzhihua is a bit of a tech and industrial city. It is known for having the largest deposits of titanium in the country, yet its name referred to an ancient flower tree that once stood at the gate of the village. It is the only city in China named after a flower. Knowing we have a long day ahead of us, we set out really early. We skipped breakfast, and it was definitely a good day to start with our rain gear on. Looks to be a wet day. Dinner last night was amazing. I can confirm that Sichuan really lives up to his rumors. Very flavorful. We also got to try some new Chinese beer. I kind of enjoyed pushing our way through the narrow streets in the rain. We got to see all the morning traffic and the hustle and bustle. Once we got out on the countryside, we got greeted by some beautiful misty mountains. Jesus. I was worried he was gonna charge me or something. Okay,
Never a dull moment in China. We had to put one of the Africa twins on the back of the pickup because there were some rock slides and he hit a rock. He's on the back of the other Africa twin. The team Honda is staying together. It's now 11 o'clock. We'll probably do an hour and then we're gonna have some lunch. We stopped for some breakfast in the rain. Oh, be careful.
Another great lunch today. We are way behind schedule because of the mishap with the Africa twin, so we already knew we would need to drive well into the dark night. So we got going again as soon as we finished our lunch and a quick coffee. Pitun is amazing. He always makes sure there's hot water for tea and coffee in the back of the pickup, so we can maintain our caffeine levels wherever we are. The further north we traveled, the more impressive the mountains got, with landscape that I have never seen before. Every now and then, we reached a traffic jam, and more times than not, it was these massive wind turbine blades being transported. Not every day you drive under a 100-meter-long wind turbine blade. China is the biggest producer of wind and solar power in the world. In fact, their total production is twice that of every country in the world combined. Summertime here in southern China is the monsoon season. It's absolutely the best time to visit. The mountains are green and lush, with a comfortable temperature around 20 Celsius daytime. It's a paradise for a biker. great road condition and winding roads that creep up and down the beautiful mountain ranges. We're having so much fun. Just when you think that you're really, really remote, a city appears out of nowhere.
I hope I'm catching this because what a beautiful place. Very beautiful.
And when you think you're impressed with the views and the scenery, going around the next bend only seemed to turn things up. What an amazing place to drive through. What a day it had been. The views we had experienced were incredible. I did the math, and we had been driving for 17 hours. Honestly, it was such an amazing riding that we didn't mind at all. The best thing of it all was that tomorrow we get to do it all over again. Tomorrow we would enter Tibet.
Late start today, 9 o'clock. We're at the A-Tour Hotel in Yaan. And we are off to Litang. It'll be about 10 hours or so. And we got our tire fixed at this motorbike shop. I got my Highway 318 sticker. He gave it to us for free. Very nice guy. Joachim got himself a new rain set because he had some problems with water leaking in. Not that we want any rain today. No, thank you.
We stopped at this landmark. This is where we turn onto Highway 318. 318 is the longest national highway in China. It stretches over 5,476 kilometers, all the way from Shanghai to the border of Nepal. We would now be turning west and follow this iconic highway for many days. Highway 318 is a very popular tourist attraction for the Chinese, as it traverses through landscapes of unbelievable variety, from snow-capped peaks, glaciers, plains, hills, and grassy plateaus with grazing yaks, all the way to small Tibetan villages. This was one of the main reasons we chose to come here, to drive one of the most beautiful and adventurous roads in the world. We were now starting to climb up onto the Tibetan plateau, and we were about to reach the first high mountain pass of the trip, which will take us up to over 5,000 meters in elevation. The Tibetan plateau marks the start of the Himalayan mountain range, and we would get to see 5 of the tallest mountain peaks in the world on this trip. A pretty cool experience by motorbike. It was here our cold weather gear would start to come in handy. The problem was, though, that on many days, we would be at 25 to 30 Celsius in the valley, then an hour later drive over a mountain pass at freezing temperatures. How do you dress for a day like that? We had to use layers so that we could make quick adjustments on the side of the road as we progressed. This altitude is no joke, and we don't know yet how our bodies will react to the drop in oxygen. We had reached the peak of the mountain pass at 5,200 meters in elevation. And I'll admit, stepping off the bike to walk around, I felt heavy and slightly lightheaded. It's unbelievable how you can be just a short drive from barren, snow-covered peaks to green pastures with grazing yaks. This was a completely new landscape for us. One of many new experiences we would have on this ride. Yaks are symbolically Tibetan, and we would have many experiences with these magnificent animals, some too close for comfort. Yaks are well adapted to the high altitude. Their lungs are actually 3 times the size of other cattle. You need to keep your eyes peeled on the roadside in front of you at all times. Yaks can move. They can run up to 40 kilometers per hour. All those black dots on the hillside? Yeah, those are yaks. The temperature was starting to climb again, and we had to pull over to peel a few layers off before continuing. We're all carrying our own gear for the trip in our panniers on the bikes, but the pickup truck is extremely useful in case we need to load a bike in emergency. We have now picked up our 3rd guide, so there were now 3 guides in the truck, all taking care of the 5 of us. We were so spoiled.